on part eight of how to apply $100 million money models in the land investing business. Erica, so what did we learn so far in the last 7 episodes?
We learned a lot. We learned all about attraction offers. So how to get more customers to come buy land from you. Ideally.
Yeah.
That would
So,
be the...
I mean, just to give a little bit of a background. So these are my notes from the $100 million money models book by Alex Hormozi. So Eric and I decided that we're going to go line by line and see how we can apply these concepts in our land investing business. So we went through, so we started with what money models are. Then we looked into the attraction offers. So there are like 5 kind of attraction offers discussed in the book. The first one was, let's see if you remember this, Erica. The first one was win your money back. So the second one was giveaway. Third was, what was third? Decoy offer. Fourth is
buy X, get
Y free. And the fifth one was pay
less now, more
pay
later.
Less now, pay more later. Yeah. So those are the 5 attraction offers we looked into. So if you're interested,
could you tell I was listening?
So if you're interested in any of those, learning what those offers are and what came out of those discussions, watch the previous episodes. So today we're going to be focusing on the upsell offers. So there are 4 kinds of offers, right? So stepping up a little bit. So we have attraction offers, we have upsells, we have downsells, and we have continuity offers. So these are the only 4 kind of offers that go in a money model. And we finished the attraction offers. Today we're starting the upsell offers. And there will be like different types of upsell offers that we'll look into. Yeah? All right. So let's start with, so usually the way we do these workshops or these sessions is we split them into 2, part A, part B. Part A, we go through the notes line by line, brainstorm. Part B, we do a workshop session where we bring in AI, ChatGPT, to help us think through.
Not ChatGPT.
No, well, the text-based is ChatGPT.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Right. Juniper is
our proprietary AI. Okay. They don't go along with ChatGPT, right, Erica? Okay. All right, fine. Upsell. So let's get into it. I'm just gonna open notes on my side as well so I can refer them. All right. So what are upsells, right? The first. So he starts by saying, McDonald's famous upsell, right? You want fries with it, because McDonald's doesn't make a lot of money from the burgers, right? They make most of the money through upsells, by upselling fries, by upselling chicken nuggets, by upselling apple pies, ice creams, so on and so forth. So that's the idea. So when we sell land, the idea is like, oh yeah, they come in, they got a good deal on the land. We didn't make a ton of money on the land, but then we upsell them, right? Like even you would say owner financing is kind of it's more of a continuity offer,
that's
right?
No, that is an attraction offer.
Owner financing is an attraction offer?
Yeah. That's how I would think of it.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get a new customer by offering. It's sort of more like, it's a little bit like the pay more later, pay less now.
Yeah. So it is you're right. It's more of an attraction offer. But you could argue that it's also kind of like a continuity offer, because, or you think continuity offer will be we make them buy another thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fine.
That would be if we get them to buy another property.
Right. Okay. Or maybe they buy our membership, right?
Isn't that an upsell? Although I suppose it could be either.
Continuity offer.
That's my understanding. Well, we haven't gotten to continuity offers yet, but my understanding is that's where you're trying to get someone who's either stopping a customer to become a customer again, or someone who's like ending Right.
I think we can wait
Yeah.
until we get to continuity. So let's focus on upsell offers. So upsell is essentially, you buy a burger and you get upsold into buying fries, buying drinks, soft drinks, buying nuggets, and so on and so forth. Okay, so with an attraction offer in place, you got customers plus cash, right? So if you did a good job, you have turned a profit too. Now you have to maximize 30-day profits by making upsell offers, right? So the whole point of 30-day profits is like the part of the money model is that you are trying to bring cash forward, right? So anyone can sell like, oh yeah, we'll do $1 down and 99 per month forever, right? Anyone can buy it and then people will default. But the problem with that model is you'll run out of capital no matter how much capital you have. Even if you're playing with 10 million, eventually you're going to run out because you'll buy $10 million worth of inventory and then you're giving away $99 down 99 per month. You'll quickly, so even if 10 million translates to say 1,000 properties, those 1,000 properties you'll be able to sell in the next say 3-4 years or less, and everyone will be on a payment plan and you're going to run out of capital. But what if a better money model would be if everyone paid cash, that would be like the best because then you can roll over the profits. Second best option would be a very high down payment. So if they make 30%, 40%, 50% down and the rest over the period of a year. And the third option is they start with a lower down payment, but then you upsell them and kind of like incentivize them or nudge them into paying more by giving them like bonuses or psychologically feasible reasons, like if you pay like we do, like when you're cash back, right? If you pay within a year or if you pay within 6 months, we'll give you 5% cash back kind of thing, right?
But that's not an upsell.
Right. No, I'm just describing the three models, okay. Right? So essentially, if the customer is not paying cash, and most of the sales are not on cash, right? Because people don't have or they're unwilling to do cash, especially if you're offering owner financing, because they'll be like, well, why would I pay all cash? If you have an owner financing offer, I'll rather take that, right? And most people do take that, right? So how can we bring more cash forward, which will allow us to reinvest those capital back to buying more properties, and which will help us scale? So that's what we're trying to do with the upsell offers. Okay, so maximizing he calls it the 30-day profits. While we're trying to make it, even if we get like 90-day profits, that'll be good enough. We'll be happy, yeah.
For now.
For now. And then we'll be like, no, we want 30 days.
Yeah. But 90 days would be awesome right now.
Yeah. Right now it's like 1.5 years or maybe even a little bit more than that.
It's kind of bad.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So once again, it's a bad money model and we're trying to make it a good money model. Okay. So upsells offer just means whatever you offer next, right? So if you were to define what an upsell offer is, essentially you sold something and whatever you offer next.
Yeah.
So whenever I got confused when I was reading it for the first time, I went back to the McDonald's example. I just bought a burger, and the person will be like, I still remember when I used to eat at McDonald's when I was in high school.
You ate at McDonald's?
When I was a student, I didn't have money.
Yeah.
So
I thought you ate at Subway.
Well, that was after. I haven't even discovered Subway yet. Yeah. So this is like way back.
Or was there Subway in India at that time?
At that time, I don't think. Or maybe there was like some like satellite franchise, but not as prevalent. But
you didn't eat just the like regular street food?
In India?
We're going down a tangent. But yeah, like for lunch. You know, like what your parents
No, I don't. I didn't want to get like food poisoning and stuff. So I try to avoid.
Even when you were young, you tried to avoid the street food?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's common knowledge street food is not the healthiest option. But
Well,
so
neither is McDonald's. But,
no, McDonald's. I mean, you're not gonna get food poisoning from
Well, yeah.
McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
With street food, there's no quality control. That's why do you think Trump eats at McDonald's? He could eat anywhere. Why do you think he eats at McDonald's?
you could eat at Chipotle.
That takes longer, because he knows that even if you don't know whose order it is, right? And it's all standardized, and you're not gonna get sick.
Well, yeah, that's why people like fast food. It's the
Right.
same
In the
everywhere.
US.
Yeah.
Street food is also fast food, Erica. It's even faster.
But, U.S. fast food. I
Yeah,
should say.
yeah,
Street
yeah.
food is even faster. You're
Yeah,
right.
street food is even faster. So the point is, I still remember, like, every time I would order something, like a chicken burger or whatever, I would still remember, would you like apple pie with that? I was like, no, man, no apple pie. And every time, because I would eat at I would come back from my internship or school, right? And it's like the same McDonald's that I'll go every time. And every time, like every day, like after work, same exact upsell. Would you like apple pie with that? I was like, no.
No, would you like fries with that? Or you were already getting fries?
No, I was not getting fries. I think, oh no, at that time they were pushing apple pies. So that was their upsell. Because you cannot say, oh, would you like chicken nuggets with that? No. Would you like apple pie with that? No. Would you like fries with that? No. Would you like, they have to pick one, right? And whatever they want to push.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were already trained to get fries. So you
I
don't
see.
have to push for it. So they make sure, because you don't want to annoy the customer either,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's
So
smart.
so
Yeah.
they thought in their like corporate strategy session, just like we're doing right now, they probably thought, well, what is the thing that's not selling that we know our customer will enjoy? Because people are not used to getting apple pies at McDonald's, or at least at that time. This is like 2007, by the way.
That might have also been around the time that they introduced it. So they were
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah,
doing
yeah.
yeah.
So anything new, people want to push it,
They
right?
want to push it, yeah.
So
Their apple pies are
I've never had it, so I don't know. I don't like apple
it looks
pies.
like
Too
a
sweet.
pizza pocket, but in
Yeah.
sweet form.
Oh, you have had it?
No, but I just
Oh, you just looked at it and
Yeah.
you're like, it's gross?
Yeah. But maybe I'm just a snob.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, so that's what an upsell is. I'm guessing anyone who saw this exchange, they're never going to forget what an upsell is. Okay. So that's what an upsell offer is. Whatever you offer next after the person buys the first thing. So when an offer, so the next thing, what I'm going to mention from my notes is when I learned this, it was like completely mind blown because I didn't understand this concept at all. And once I understood it, I was like, holy cow, how come we didn't know this? Right? 7 years in the business? How many years in the business?
Way too many.
Way too
It's
many. And we didn't know
an
this.
embarrassing number of
Yeah.
years.
So when an offer solves a problem, right? Another problem appears, right? So what does that mean? Let's
It's like
unpack
a video
that.
game.
When you solve a problem, right? So let's think of it, right? Let's go back to the car rental example. You're traveling, like we were traveling to Canada, right? Traveling to Canada, we're gonna land there. Where did we go? Calgary?
Calgary, yeah.
Calgary. We landed in Calgary and we were like, all right, so we need to rent a car, right? That's a problem we need to solve, right? So we were like, all right, we'll book it online. We booked it online. We went to the counter, right? So we solved the problem. But their offer of a car rental also introduced more problems, right?
Well, the weather introduced more problems.
No. Well, yeah, but if you don't have a car, then the weather doesn't matter, right? Because you're just taking public transportation,
Yeah.
right? So their solution introduced more problems. So do we need a GPS? Do we need an easy pass toll thing? Do we need a car seat for our baby? Do we need to prepay for gas, right? Do we need, a bigger car like 4x4 because it'll be snowing, right? So all these problems spawned and appeared once one solution was solved. So there's always problems, and there's just like unlimited problems. So just because you solve, I think that's what the author was saying in the book as well. That's the mistake a lot of businesses make. Just because you solved one problem doesn't mean that you need to stop there. Whatever you offered, whatever your solution was, spawned a bunch of other problems. And your upsell is supposed to solve these spawned problems. That's the whole point of upsell. Because if you think about it, if you're trying to scale a company, you have to extract more and more from each customer, right? You have to solve more problems so you can get more money, right? Maybe extract is not the best word. But if you want to scale, you want to make your customers more valuable. The way you make your customers more valuable is by solving more problems. And the easiest thing to solve is the problems that your previous solution created, right? Because if I bought a car, I rented a car from Budget, it's not like I'm going to go to Avis to rent a car seat, or go to Avis to get a GPS, or go to Avis to prepay for my gas, right? It's Budget who can solve these problems because I rented a car with them. So it'll be stupid for Budget to be like, oh yeah, we only rent cars. We're not gonna give you GPS. We're not gonna sell you. We're not gonna rent you car seats. We're not gonna rent you ski racks. We're not gonna rent you easy passes, right? That would be like completely dumb from a business perspective to not offer these upsells, because it's like, because also think about it, the GPS they already paid for. It's a one-time expense, and they're just renting it over and over. Every time they rent for $20, they're like millions of people. That's like $20 million just from those like GPS devices, right? So that concept was mind blowing for me. Like when we solve a problem of people buying land from us, it creates more problems for them. And if we don't solve them, we're losing money on the table. We're losing opportunity, losing upsell opportunities, which we have been doing for a long, long time. Right?
Yeah.
Thoughts or move on?
I think you covered it.
Okay. So you upsell the solution of the problem your offer reveals. Yes?
I think that the hardest thing
it.
about there we go. The hardest thing about upsell though for a small business is you do need to have, it requires you to have multiple products. And usually, not always, but usually when you're starting out small, you focus on one product.
Yeah,
So
I
it
mean,
does
you first get your product market fit right, and then it comes in steps. We're gonna cover that, but yeah, when you're first starting a business, your whole job is to, whatever your product and whatever your service is, you make sure that's good, and then you can focus on solving the next problem. Because you see, if Budget is renting a car and the car doesn't work, forget about the upsells, because your main offer is not working, right? So forget about because you're gonna have upset customers. So why will they buy stuff from you? Especially if you have like a negative experience, they'll go to your competitor next time. So you have a bigger problem than just doing upsells. So you gotta get your product/service at high quality before you look into. This is step 2, right? Okay. So every offer opens the door to an upsells, and even upsells, right? So if they offer, so for example, if they offer a GPS device, right, and for whatever reason they have a charger or it's battery operated, they could offer another upsell and say, well, would you like extended battery with it in case the cable fails or something like that, right? So every upsell can also introduce more problems. Yeah, potentially. Okay. Often, upsells make the majority of the profit. They make or break a money model, right? So this is an interesting, right? Just like I said, McDonald's makes more doesn't make a ton of money from burgers, but they make a ton of money from fries and nuggets and apple pies, right? And the higher money, the more money you make from your upsells, the less you can make from your less you can afford to make from your main offer, right? That's the reason why Amazon would spend a ridiculous amount of money and they'll always be on a loss, right? From a P&L perspective, because they knew that the customers will stay with us forever because we'll just keep on retargeting them and they'll buy more stuff and then more stuff and then more stuff. So just because we're making, if an average lifetime value of a Amazon customer is $30,000, right? They can spend a crap ton of money upfront on advertising, right? And take a loss because they'll be like, all right, the first 5 things they're gonna buy on Amazon, it's not even going to cover the cost of acquiring the customer. But they know they have so many upsells, like they have Prime membership, they have Kindle membership, they have like so many upsells, right? Because enough people take it and it covers the cost, right? So, and I think as the land investing market matures, as there's more and more competition, the margins will keep on squeezing, right? Which happens with any industry, right? So margins are squeezing. That means people who do not sell upsells, they're going to suffer, right? Because the general, like I don't hear a lot of past podcasts or whatever, but the general advice I'm hearing from gurus and stuff is like, oh, you gotta scale down. You don't need 20 VAs. You don't need so many employees.
I thought the general advice I was hearing is you have to work with larger properties.
Well, larger properties are not selling.
And do value add.
But that's not, it's not, they used to be the case, no longer, right? You do value add, that means you're taking out debt, and properties are not selling. They're sitting on the market for a year. You're going to take a hard money loan and pay 18% interest for a year. And that's accruing, compounding daily.
Well, yeah, the larger properties take longer to sell.
No, but that was always the case. But now the market is bad to the point that it might take 2 years. Because the whole model of like, oh, do a value add and sell worked when you can sell it in 90 days. As soon as you extend it.
Most of when they were talking about subdivisions, most people were not assuming you'd sell everything in 90 days.
Now you're talking about subdivisions. I thought you were talking about value adds as in improving like a single property. Subdivision is different. Yeah. Subdivision has always been a multi-year play.
Yeah.
Right? It's never like, oh, you're going to get your money back in 3 months. I'm talking about like individual, like infill lots and standalone properties, which cannot be subdivided.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, then those. Maybe,
right?
Yeah.
That model only works if you can resell within 90 to 120 days. As soon as you extend it out to 2 years, no investor has the patience to wait 2 years. Right? I mean, we see what happens. There's absolutely nothing you can do. You just sit there. Right? I mean, if you're selling smaller parcels, right? So I'm not even considering that part of the business side. I'm just talking about the business where people mostly use their own capital and then they sell it on terms, small to medium flips. I'm just talking about.
Okay.
So the general advice for that business types
Okay.
is, just cut your expenses, right? And the problem with that approach is you keep cutting expenses and keep doing that, and then expenses can only go to zero, right? So if you take it to the extreme, you are essentially down to like, oh, you fired every employee and it's just you doing everything. That's like the natural extreme of keeping on cutting expenses, right? On the flip side, if you flip that and you're like, all right, you keep the expenses under control. Obviously, you don't want to over buy unnecessary things. But if you keep the expenses under control and you focus on increasing your revenue by not necessarily buying and selling more properties, or not necessarily by acquiring new customers, but by making your existing customers more valuable. Like, what if you reached out to your existing customers and they bought more of your properties? So the cost of acquiring a customer goes down naturally. So you have to spend less money on advertising naturally, right? Because you're just reaching out to your own previous customers, right? And then you also lean into upsells. You also lean into continuity offers and downsells, and that helps increase your revenue. So you can still maintain your staff. You don't have to fire everyone, right? And you don't need the market to be hot all the time, right? Because you're not gonna sell on cash, but selling on seller financing, as long as you are getting enough capital back soon enough, like 90 days, 120 days, even a year, that's much better than having $99 per month loans that take forever and then no one is able to pay them off and they default and you have to resell again and again, right? So why not get better at upsells? The other problem with that $99 per month model is that, as I mentioned at the top of this episode, is you're going to run out of capital and then you go to outside capital or investors, right? I mean, if you're a little bit savvy, you'll try to raise the capital from the cheapest source possible, which is banks, not through investors, right? Because the investors will want 50% of the equity, which is a lot. Or you also don't want to go to hard money lenders. So if you're a little bit sophisticated, you have a good credit score and whatnot, you will go to a bank, right? And then you're paying like 10%, 11% interest. But still, that's still a big cost that you don't have to incur if you have a good money model and you're able to pull the cash forward, right? So all the answers, all these theories are leading me to believe that we really need to be good at upsells, downsells, continuity offers, and attraction offers, right? So we don't have to incur that capital cost, and we can get the money faster and redeploy that same capital to buy more properties and acquire more customers and resell more properties to existing customer base. What do you think? Do you have some contradictory thoughts, or do you agree?
No, I mean, I agree. I guess it's a separate strategy discussion, but I do think eventually to grow the business, you need to do some of the higher value.
No, the value doesn't matter. You could do seller financing. You could sell $1 million property or $50 million property, right? Because the point is with higher value properties, your buyer pool goes down, right? And there's a huge population that are on like social securities and like veteran benefits and military benefits. They're getting consistent monthly pay, right? So there's like a huge population that have guaranteed monthly income coming in, right? But that monthly income is capped. It's not like $30,000 per month, right? It's like 5K, 6K, 7K a month, right? So there's a huge potential of like doing higher volume on like medium flips. I'm not talking about like buy for 500, more like buy for 5,000 and sell for 12,000, buy for 10, sell for 20, right? The medium flips, less than 25K.
That's not medium. That's still small.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all relative,
Yeah.
right? For me, I think if you, so you're saying if you buy for 20 and sell for 40, that's small, $20,000.
No, that would be medium, I would say.
So that's all relative, right? The point is, there's like if you draw a graph, right? At some point, the line will flatten on the amount people can afford per month, right? And especially if you're doing a higher volume, right? The whole point of selling to your existing customers has an underlying assumption that you actually have customers. If you're selling like a $500,000 property, okay, fine, you sold it. You really think that person is going to buy another $500,000 property? Unlikely, right? But if you sold a $20,000 property, it's likely that that person might buy another one, or maybe they refer.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a different strategy session, but it does get into better targeting the avatar, because there are most people, even when we're talking about the smaller lots, are probably only going to buy one lot. You have to figure out what are the characteristics of someone who's sort of like, I guess you'd call an amateur investor, right? They're interested in collecting properties to a certain degree. And
Okay, fine. So not necessarily. So when I said same customer, I didn't necessarily mean the same person. It could be they're referring a friend, they're referring a family member, they're referring a cousin.
It could be that, yeah.
Right? So I'm counting that as well. And if you sell like a $12,000 property at $399 down, $399 per month, that affordability of $399 per month or $599 per month, right? It's essentially like a car payment, right? Anyone in the US should be able to pay $499 per month. Like if they can afford a car, they can afford land, right? And with that assumption, you could scale. Like I can't even think of an upper limit. You could sell to like 50 million people, right?
You could. You would need to have a very, I guess you would basically almost think of yourself like a brokerage. You need to have a wide range of properties.
Yeah, so have a wide range.
You need every sort of value. I mean, maybe once you get past a certain dollar amount, that's going to be above what the average person can afford. But in the under 100K realm, you'd have a wide range of values, property type.
I mean, we're going off topic, but the point I'm trying to make is that for the model that we have, just take all the other models out of scope. I think it's just, if we narrow down the scope of the conversation, then we won't go into these rabbit holes, right? The scope of the conversation is anyone doing flips. They're selling properties less than $50,000. How about that?
Okay.
Right? All the properties are less than $50,000. So the max would be buy for 25, sell for 50. So can we just define the scope so we can forget about subdivisions, right? We sometimes do minor subdivides, but that's like dividing 2 to 1 kind of thing, right? It's the same thing. You're not even doing anything. You're just hiring a surveyor.
Yeah.
Like this minor subdivide is not even like literally not doing anything. You call like 20 surveyors in the area. You pick the cheapest one, whoever sounds knowledgeable, and you give them the APN and ask them if you could subdivide. They do everything. Done. Like it's not even a play. It's like a joke. Like there's nothing to it, right? So so that's included. So I'm not talking about like major subdivides where you have to submit plans and there's goes through committees and then you have to do entitlement and then you might have to put in roads, so that's out of scope. Let's just in scope. Maximum sale price is 50K. Everything else is less than 50K. So you could be buy for 500, sell for 2,000, buy for 1,000, sell for 3, buy for 10, sell for 20, those kind of things, right? Anything less than 50K. So that's the scope. So what I'm saying is if you're selling properties less than 50K, that means you have the ability to do 10% down and sell for $499 per month or $399 per month or $699 per month, right? And anyone should be able to afford that because anything less than 50K is equivalent to buying a car, right? Because most of the cars are less than 50K, right? So we are essentially selling a car in terms of the value, right? And there's no shortage of demand for less than 50K. But now if you go outside of that, now you're like, oh, I don't want to do all this work. And I'm only going to sell $100,000 properties, so I have to do 4 times less work. That model has stopped working because that works in hot markets when you can sell in 3 to 6 months. It stops working when the timeline extends to years.
Well, it can still work as an add-on as long as you go in. I mean, we're completely going outside
because
of the
it's
scope,
just ridiculous. It just makes absolutely zero sense to me. Why would you tie down your capital for 2 years when you can just do the flips? So you buy for 50 and sell for 100 and it takes 2 years, or you could just buy 4 of them for 12.
I mean, I do get what you're saying. I suspect,
right? And sell it in 3 months.
When you're also getting into those higher value deals, you do have to do some kind of value add. Otherwise, why would
harder.
Why
no
the
one's
basic
gonna,
arbitrage? Why would someone
give that much of a discount? Yeah. It's easy to give a discount on a lower value property because it's easy to write it off. Like it's easy to write off a $5,000 property.
Well, those properties are also hard to sell. You can't get bank financing for them. Realtors, it's not really worth their time. They're usually lots that are not like immediately buildable for a standard home. It's
out of scope.
Yeah.
All right. So for our business model, this strategy session is just for the business model that we play in. Okay. So often upsells make the majority of the profit. They make or break a money model. So let's say a burger shop makes 25 cents in profit on a $2 burger. If that was the only offer they had, they would have to sell 10,000 burgers per day to cover costs and barely make a living. Yeah?
Yeah.
But they have more offers beyond just the burgers, fries, drinks, etc. Brings the profit from 25 cents to $3. That's an 11-time increase. Right? So upsells increase the profit margins. So your first offer doesn't always have to make a profit. Right? The thing you sell the most isn't always the thing you make the most profit on. You make it on the second, third, fourth offer and beyond. So when do upsells fail? Right? You offer something they don't want, it's too different, or doesn't solve their problem. Right? Just like we will had this random upsell, we'll do like a Las Vegas event. Right? I mean, it's not solving any problem.
Yeah.
You offer at the wrong time before they have experienced the problem, right? If we're like, oh, we'll do your septic permit or help you with something, it's like, well, I'm just buying for investment, right? So it needs to make logical sense. You offer the wrong way, they don't believe you, or they say, oh, well, we'll do the survey for you. And it's like, dude, you're not even in Florida. How are you gonna do survey, right? They don't believe you, or a combination. So when do upsells work? You offer more of what you already have. So you say, oh, you just sold a property in the same area, you'll be like, well, I can give you one more if you buy one more from me. I can give you 10% off if you have a cousin or someone who's looking for it. That kind of thing. Like, why have one burger when you can have two? Second would be a better version of it. So you'll be like, well, so this property that you just bought, it doesn't have electricity, and you'll have to extend it. But then I have this another property that's right on the main road, but it's $4,000 extra, but it has electricity. So you can upsell them to a better property. And the third one is new or complementary stuff. You could say, all right, so if you buy this land, I can install a post off, like what is it called? The mailbox, and work with the local USPS to make sure you get a mailing address. That's a good upsell. Should we use it?
Yeah, that's not.
But how much work it is?
Yeah, but that's gonna.
Let's see how much work it is.
Yeah.
Do you want to write it down, or do you think? Every county will be different.
Yes. I mean, it's usually pretty easy, but that is.
But what about? Do you actually have to install the physical mailbox as well, or no?
To get an address?
No. After.
Well, you would if they wanted to get mail there, but if they just want an address, no.
They will have to hire a
But I
contractor.
know although the problem is some counties say you're not supposed to install a mailbox if there isn't a residence.
So it depends. Depends on the county. Okay. All right. So now there are 4 types of upsells. There's the classic upsell, menu upsell, anchor upsell, and rollover upsell. You're going to remember these, Erica?
With enough repetition, yes.
Well,
That's
we're going to
what this
spend
is for.
we're going to spend so much.
Yeah.
You remember all the attraction offers now, right?
I do.
5 of them, all of them.
Yep.
Win your money back, giveaways, decoy,
free, like buy one, get one
buy
free.
one, get one free.
And then
buy X, get Y free.
Yeah, buy X, get Y free.
And
then
pay
less now, more
pay
later.
more later. Yeah.
Or pay more later, pay less. I forget which one.
Yeah, so doesn't matter. So we'll have to do the upsell as well. I'm guessing, well, hopefully someday we'll master these and we'll be like able to help others as well. If someone is asking for advice, we'll be like, well, why don't you do the menu upsell? Like, well, what? Right? And then you're like, no. How about an anchor upsell? Right? So we'll know what we're talking about. Okay. What? Harpreet is here? As an upsell, can we have surveyors, septic
we thought
permit
about that.
people, fencing guys in our list? Once client need to work with, we get a cut.
Like a referral sort of
referral,
thing.
Yeah. You could do referrals. I mean, if you want to make the most money, you would be like, I will do it for you.
Yeah, that's
And then-
what we thought about.
Yeah.
But then
So you say, I will do it for you. It's going to cost $5,000, right? And then if you don't have $5,000, well, actually, we have to pay them. So it cannot be a payment plan.
right.
It has to be a cash. Or if you want to do a cheap upsell, we'll be like, well, I'll send you the list of all the contractors I know for like $99. So you could do like a cheap route, or you could do like an expensive route. So it's like, there's no limit. Totally up to you how you want to handle it. But yeah.
We were just a little concerned about liability with that, but it is worth keeping it as something we might want to do.
Yeah, we need to stay focused. First of all, let's try to solve.
Because that is the most obvious upsell. Like people are going to need a survey. They're going to need.
Yeah, but then what happens if the survey says, oh, the neighbor is encroaching? Then you're like, well, why did you sell me bad property and stuff? You're getting into liability.
Yes, but I mean, that's going to be an issue.
No, it's not going to be. Like,
people sometimes do their own.
Do survey before. Yeah. Right now, what we say is, well, you do your due diligence. Survey is what you need to do before you buy. If you take on this as an upsell, now you are kind of taking on the liability because it's your property, and you sold it as a service as part of the payment, right? So you have to be careful.
But it is the most obvious upsell, so it might be worth thinking about how to make it work.
So
Like maybe
I know
leave-
this guy. There's this guy. He's like a house investor, right? This house investor, he sees bunch of Facebook ads. Oh, people are flipping land, this and that. So he thinks to himself. I mean, a lot of things I filled in myself, but I'm trying to make a story. So he thinks to himself, well, I'm a house flipper, and so he does construction, right? So he says, I'm going to buy land. So I'm going to take a course from these gurus, land gurus. So I know how to acquire land. And then I'm going to, instead of building a house on it, I will say that I will upsell them in saying, hire me or hire me to do the entitlement. Just like this. Hire me and I will do the septic. I will provide you the contracts for the septic. I will do the contracts for the fencing because I'm a GC. So this is his side business, right? So he buys a bunch of properties in Lee County, Florida, right? And he sells them and he says, you can live on the property, owner financing, on purpose. Because he has a really good angle. He says, I will sell you the property. You don't have to pay me full amount. You pay me owner financed. So I own the land. And on top of that, I will give you all the services needed for you to build your own house on my land. I will approve. I will help you with the county permits. I will provide all the contractors. You just pay me the servicing fees, essentially, right? In on paper, it's a genius idea because he's a GC himself, right? So he can help out whenever, just like you are an architect. You're like, oh well, if you need architecture consulting, I'll be able to help out because you know enough to point them in the right direction. So similarly, he thought that he knows enough to point people in the right direction because he's a GC. So he sold one property. You can live on the property while making payments. $299 down, $299 per month, something like that, right? Just like everyone else. Then the person who buys the property, so he's a newbie in land. He doesn't know lots of check. So the property had wetlands on it, right? So the person buys it at $399 down, $399 per month in Lee County. The guy is a noob. He might be a genius GC, but he's a noob on land investing. He just took like a random course, skipped a bunch of stuff, and is like, all right, I know how to buy properties, cold calling, texting, sending mail, tax auctions, whatever, right? He acquired a bunch of properties, sold it. The property had wetlands. The lady is planning to live on the property, so she hires a surveyor, does the survey. She hires next. She is like, all right, I need to do perk. And the perk fails because the property is completely wet, 100% wetlands. There's nothing you can do. Then she goes to this guy and says, you in your listing, you said that I can live on the property. If the property cannot even perk, how am I supposed to live? You need to give me my money back. And the guy says, bugger off. You should have done your own due diligence. Then she did a BBB complaint. Then she left him Google reviews and like, I'm paying $399 per month for useless property, this and that, and turn it into like a whole big thing. And like, if you Google his name, everywhere you'll see like negative reviews, right? So that's the reason why I'm very hesitant in offering services like this, because now you're taking on the liability. You're essentially saying, oh yeah, we'll take care of the septic. You're implying that that septic will pass, which you don't.
Well, yeah. I mean,
right?
Well, so what Harpreet is saying is you just get referrals for.
Yeah, but even referrals, like the problem with referrals in this case, I mean, in general, referrals work. But in this particular case, you're saying, oh, I know this guy. He's really good at installing tanks, septic tanks. And this guy goes there, is like, dude, the soils don't support a septic tank. And then he comes back to you, is like, bro, You
So I
told
think-
me you have a guy who can help me build a house.
Yeah. So I think for this kind of upsell, it is the most obvious upsell to do. So it would be good if we could make it work. I mean, maybe it has to be, this is the upsell we do before they actually purchase.
How will it, but they have to pay in advance, right?
Right, they would
Because
pay.
if the perk test fails, they're still out of payment, which no one's gonna like, right? That's the reason I don't like this play. Because then you lost bunch of money and then you have spent so much time. It will only work if you, when you're buying the property, do a perk. If you already did the perk, then you can be like, oh, I already know it perk, so we can help you with the septic installation. But the problem
Well, we're
with
not
that
talking
approach,
about helping for, we're not talking about helping with septic installation.
why? You just hire a guy. You say, all right, I'm going to hire John. I know septic is going to cost $8,000. I'm going to charge my client 12. I'm going to pocket 4. That's the
Yeah.
play. But then again, once again, something goes wrong with septic. Oh, it needed a more expensive system. Of course, this play can work, but then you really have to focus on this kind of play. You cannot be like, oh, I'm also going to flip land, I'm also going to participate in tax auctions, also going to do direct mail, also going to do texting, also have YouTube channel, also have a TikTok channel. You cannot do everything. So you got to pick, which strategies you're going to focus on, and you have to go deep down on them. You cannot be like, oh, I can do mobile homes, I can do RVs, I can do septic services.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there
Right.
are a few obvious things that people would need once they buy land.
So what are you suggesting?
So the basic things but we did talk about this. We're concerned about the liability and all of that, but perk
Yeah.
test.
No,
survey.
but why? Yeah, we're not going to do it. It makes no sense. It has a risk component to it. And on top of that, people usually don't have much money anyway, so they'll need a payment plan. And now you're upfront paying for services.
But clearing the lot, that is the potential.
Clearing the lot is the easiest one.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of potentially offered. Oh, Zafiel is
and
here.
you could have, and Zafiel says you could just have a liability waiver.
Well, we could have a liability waiver, but they're going to still be pissed.
Yeah.
They're
I
going to
mean,
still be upset.
We'd have to be willing to, in the event that we help facilitate a perk and it fails, we would have to be willing to potentially give them money back and take the property back.
That makes no sense.
But yeah,
That makes absolutely zero sense.
I mean, it would become a math equation at that point. So what percentage of lots do we think are actually going to fail a perk given the amount of research we do? And then we would do the upsell assuming that a certain portion would result in a request for a refund. And then
problem is perk never fails, like truly fails. You can always put an alternative
That's true,
system.
yeah.
And then you're talking about $8,000 system turning into 25, right? And our buyers who are selling the lots that we're selling under 20K, 25K, most people don't even, they think they're gonna build but they never do, right? A lot of them are essentially, what happens is they think they're gonna build in 5-10 years, they never do, and they just ended up ending up more like an investment. Oh, they bought for 20, they sell it for 25 and they make 5K. That kind of thing happens.
But the clearing the lot or the fencing, those are more
Fencing, you need a survey.
that
You cannot just randomly fence.
yeah.
You need a survey. And then then you have to do a survey. And then you have to worry about encroachment and all those other things. So clearing the lot is the only play that you can do safely. But once again, then you need to have
And as
trusted
Harpreet
partners.
says, we already have the exchange, so they can also exchange the property if something comes up.
Right, but now you are stuck with a property that you know has a failed perk test.
As I said, it could become just a math equation. You assume that
Dude.
you have to figure out what percentage you think will actually fail a perk,
The
given the amount of due diligence we do. And then
you could
whether-
make anything work.
Yeah.
The problem is, do you want to focus on solving this problem when you have 99 other problems?
I'm just saying, it is the most obvious upsell if we decide that.
It's the most obvious Okay. So let's be clear. The people who are actually going to build, they're not even going to touch your property unless they have an approved perk. They won't need you. Because you're not actually flying to Florida and doing perk yourself. All you're doing is just making phone calls and hiring someone. The value add from you is close to zero. Right? Close to zero. So you're not really solving a problem. Right? The septic guy you're hiring is solving the problem. You're just making a phone call. And that's the reason why I doubt anyone will take that offer. Because what is your value add? You didn't do
That's a good
anything.
point.
Right now
Actually-
you're able to make a profit on properties you sell. It is because you do shit ton of work. Like you have to like buy properties. You have to like participate in like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of auctions, and then you win one property. Then you have to sometimes clear the title, sometimes pay enforcement liens, right? Then you have to spend all this time marketing, right? Then you have to field like hundreds and hundreds of calls. Half the time people are like, oh, I'm ready to buy, and then you never hear from them. There's so much work that needs to get done to sell one property. Just like Harpreet, oh, I'm not going to live on the property, my brother will, right? Like so much crap you have to deal with to sell one property, and then you 2x your money, right? So you put in so much value to get the money out on the other end. On this upsell, right? It needs to be a value add that you inherently are providing for a problem that only you can solve, right? When you rent a car from Budget, only you can provide them the ski rack that fits on that car, right? And it's right there. You're not gonna go to like a random ski rack place and then just rent it for 2 days, right? Only they can solve that problem easily. So we need to think of upsells that only we can solve and easily without much heavy lifting. Because you're already there. You already ordered the burger. All you have to do is just give you fries and apple pie, which is it's gonna take 30 seconds to make. Right? So let's think of upsells that we can easily solve, but they are high value for the customers. Things like exchanging a property, right? We give them 365 days. Let's extend it to lifetime or extend it to 5 years. Things like, the more things that we're going to discuss with the help of ChatGPT.
We're at an hour, by the way.
Okay.
Just for
All right. So let's finish classic upsell theory, and then we'll do the workshop.
okay.
All right. So classic upsell, you can't have X without the Y. That's like in short. So examples, you advertise. So this is like a real life example. So this guy, he had a fur coat storage service, which is like very niche, right?
Yeah, that's
You
right.
buy a fur coat and then you like, well, I'm going to keep it in a
Yeah.
storage at our facility. So it's like whenever you need it, like the very rich people thing, right? So they have this offer with your switching land offer. What if I finance land, perk test it fails, and then I want different land? Well, usually people who want to do perk test, they do it before they buy. But yeah, I mean, it's very unlikely, but yeah, it could happen. But
That is why we have the 365 day.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, usually people who want to do a perk, they're like, they really have a goal that they are trying to achieve, and they won't even buy the property before doing. And a lot of people come to us. They're like, well, I'm not gonna.
It's usually, yeah.
Right.
But not many people who do owner financing do the perk.
It's
Mainly the cash buyers.
Buyers, yeah.
But then
Yeah, most of the owner finance people, they're just buying it for just same reason they buy land on the moon, right? They like the idea and they think, oh, we're gonna do something with it, but they usually don't, and it just turns into, when they pay it off, it turns into an investment property, and now they just 5 years later they'll just sell it and make some money off of it, especially since they got a discounted one from right? We did a special offer and stuff. Okay. Because most of our properties sell under market, right? So people have built-in equity, and the land values also keep going up. So if just the fact that you took 5 years to pay off the loan, and after 5 years your property is instantly valued more because you got at like a 15-20% discount, and you have 5 years worth of upside appreciation on it, right? So it's a win-win model for everyone involved. We're not complaining. But people who buy land just for a very specific reason that they want to build on it, they will do perk before they even pay. Because they're not stupid. They know that you cannot build without a perk. Okay.
I think, well, the exceptions might be the properties where we already had a perk done. Then someone might buy those on owner financing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some of the properties we do perk because they are like higher value. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, once we're selling above a certain point, then...
Yeah. Because then it makes financial sense. Yeah. If you're buying for $25K and we sell it for $40, then we can spend $800 on perk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So storing for court storage, right? So they have this free offer where they said, oh, we're giving you free earmuffs, like fur earmuffs, like fancy ones. And when customers come in to get their free
earmuffs, I wonder how much of... is there still really a market for fur? I'm going on.
It's very niche, but I mean, very rich people, they have to spend their money somehow, Erica. If you're making 100 million in income, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have like fancy taste?
Buy land from us.
So when customers come in to get their free earmuffs, they'll say, all right, so we'll store the earmuffs as well for $20 a month. You don't want to store anything else, do you? Right? So this line, like you just, it's called an assumed clause. You say, well, we'll just store it for you because they already have the court being stored there. So like, well, we'll just store it for you for another 20. Do you want anything else? Or you don't want any. So it's a no question.
Yeah.
You don't want anything else, do you? So their no answer is essentially saying yes to your offer.
That's a
genius. I mean, but you could try. All right. So you're buying one property in Lee County. So so I'm guessing you'll want one in Putnam. You don't want anything else, do you?
I'm not sure that would work as well. It'd have to be something
so small,
something low value.
Something low value. Like you sell a car and you'll buy. Well, you want the mats that come brand new, right? Yeah. You want to dirty your brand new car, so we'll throw in the mats for $20.
I mean, we could potentially do that with like the drone footage. If we,
no one has taken it so far, and the drone footage is also, like it's already there.
Yeah.
Right. So we know that no one has bought it so far.
Yeah, because it is already there.
It is already there. We're just saying you will give you the 4K raw version, and no one has taken it so far because I don't think it's solving a problem that's big enough.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's power through this because we are a little bit behind, but we'll cover it. So get them to pay for additional storage for free earmuffs by getting them to say no to another upsell. Stay creative. When something works, stick with it. So it started working. They tested it out on like 5 customers. All 5 of them took it. So they were like, all right, we're just going to make this thing for everyone. So you got to be creative, right? So that's the thing with upsells. You can solve unlimited problems. So you just keep thinking of creative ways. This is like never ending. It's like that's the thing I don't like about listing it with a realtor, because it's just nothing you can do. Right? You're just stuck. It's like stock. You buy stock and it just goes up, goes down. You're outside your control. But if you sell yourself and then you have upsell opportunities, you're like unlimited upsell opportunities. It's creativity is your only limit. All right. So the classic upsells offers are solutions to customers' next problem the moment they become aware of it. By the way, if someone is buying owner finance land, I don't think their next problem is building on it, because we don't allow building on it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you're right.
What is their next problem? The next problem is that they don't default.
Yeah.
Right? That's
they have to pay it off.
Yeah, they have to pay it off, and we help them pay it off. So that's the reason why when I was
That's
thinking
a
of
good point, actually. Yeah.
yeah, when I was thinking of solutions, I was like, well, it should be like, well, offer like a default protection plan or offer some kind of a membership that as long as you're a member, we cannot default.
Actually, that's something we didn't think about. I don't know if that's a good idea, but yeah, membership, we can't default you as long as you're paying it.
No, but if they're paying it,
But
why wouldn't they pay the other one?
yeah, that's
Okay. So the classic upsell offers a solution to customers' next problem the moment they become aware of it.
Do you think, maybe this is way too out there, but do you think for a lot of the customer base, it becomes like accountability or help with money management almost?
What?
Like how do you plan things out so you know that you'll be able to make this payment every month for the next 5 years?
What is the upsell?
Some kind of accountability system, assistant,
We're gonna give them free financial advice.
but maybe that's just a terrible idea. Never mind.
Send us your monthly expenses, and we'll have Juniper look into it and advise on how to fix your spending habits. Huh? Is that what you're getting to?
Yeah, maybe it's, like I said, maybe just terrible idea.
If they have any issues making payments, we should have a portal for them to communicate this, or they don't go. I mean, that comes into customer success. We call them every 3 months just to check in how they're doing. Yeah. I mean, what's better than having like a Zoom call or like just call them proactively. Like if you call them monthly proactively, you become like almost become friends with them, right? Why is the camera doing refocusing? Maybe we need to fix this. Okay. When the time is right, customers upsell themselves. Current customers always have a higher chance of buying your stuff than strangers. Like that was the point I was making earlier. Okay. The classic upsell relies on knowing more about your customer's problem than they do. And you darn well should. It's your business after all. Like we should be knowing their problems more than they do. Just like car rental. We're not thinking of, prepaying for gas that will be late when we're coming back. But they are thinking of it. Right? Okay. Your core offers...
Could we do something like a prepay service? You prepay a certain amount in case you have a bad month, or
prepay a certain amount,
like a fund,
like
little
a
mini fund,
like a higher down payment.
Yeah. But you phrase it differently, so it's
like a savings plan.
Yeah, like a savings plan.
We'll give you we'll create a savings plan for you, and you pay extra $50 per month. And then in case you miss a payment, we'll...
Like the way insurance, well, at least pet insurance has a separate add-on.
But that's insurance.
Well, that's insurance, but I mean, it's basically like a savings plan. They're not, because they don't cover regular visits, but they say we can like take this amount of money every month and set it aside so that when you do your regular vet visit, it's not like a big bill.
Yeah. Oh, many times they say we have more money this month, but next month they won't have enough.
So yeah, something like some kind of...
Yeah, I mean, you should, when you talk to them, you say if you have more money this month, you should be applying towards the principal.
I'm saying it might be a potential for an upsell, something that helps them flatten out income variability throughout the course of the loan. So then they don't have to worry about it every month.
What is the upsell, Erica? Can you tell me what?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess something
like how would you pitch it? How would you what's the like make extra payments every month? So that if we have a bad month, we will. But that's we already covered in default protection and all those other things, right? I mean, if you just want extra money, just push for higher down payment. Remember, we're trying to bring the cash forward. We want them to buy a property from us as quickly as possible. We don't want it to be a 5-year loan and we help them with an extra thing, right? Membership allows you to miss or not make a payment per year. I guess that's like your yeah membership. Yeah, roll it into the membership benefit, right? If you miss a payment, you won't be responsible for paying the late fees or something. Okay. Your core offer solves one problem and creates another. Your upsell immediately solves the next problem. Hence, you cannot have X without Y structure. Example, you cannot have car without insurance. You cannot have car without gas. You cannot have a good trip without a late checkout. So we could have something like, well, you cannot buy land on owner financing without this membership. It just makes no sense. It's stupid.
Then we need to make the membership better.
Yeah, make it better. Make it so good that people feel stupid saying no.
I think you're right. That's what it is. You need to.
Is this like Amazon Prime?
You have to make it so good that it seems like it doesn't make sense to buy land without.
Yeah, just like Amazon Prime. You feel stupid for not having Amazon Prime. You get
unless you're someone who finds that a point of honor that you're not an Amazon member. But that's
no. Then you don't shop at Amazon. Yeah. If you shop at Amazon and you're not an Amazon Prime member, you would feel stupid, right? It just doesn't make sense because they have like, unless you're like, oh, I don't watch TV, I don't watch Kindle, I don't read Kindle, I don't want this, I don't do this, I occasionally buy on Amazon, then it makes sense. But if you're regularly buying from Amazon, they just made the offer so good that you feel stupid. So that's something like that we need to do.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, I think you're right. We need to make the membership so good that it feels stupid going anywhere else to buy land.
Yeah, or just feel stupid to not buy membership on top of buying land.
I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah,
that's why we need workshops.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. Okay. All these things become immediately apparent as soon as the customer makes the first purchase. If a problem appears and you can solve it in exchange for money, do it. Examples: Luke Car Wash. First purchase car wash, upsell, sealant. You're not going to do the car wash without the sealant. You'll get way more for your money. Physical product. First purchase bicycle, upsell helmet. Second upsell lights. Third upsell tires. You can't have a bike without a helmet. Digital product. First purchase course and exercises. Upsell nutrition course. You can't exercise with bad diet. You're going to want our course on nutrition. You can 5x your business with upsells. Usually when someone partners with the author, they usually implement upsells and 5x the business. Right? We should be able to do, I mean, we haven't even done 1.1x the business with upsells. So we need to really learn how to do this properly. Okay. Offer more profitable upsells first. So I'm guessing if you have 5 upsells, start with the most profitable one. Get them to say no to say yes. Just like the fur coat dealer got people to buy stuff by saying no. People are trained to say no to you don't want anything else, do you? But this is actually a no into a yes. So the upsell question turns into you don't want anything else besides what I just offered, do you? Right? It's genius, but it's only going to work with like a smaller item. Surprise and delight. Let's say you have 4 bonuses. You save to get people to buy who are on the fence. So add 1 at a time. If they say yes before you add them, you still give them all 4. You'll surprise and delight them, and it'll ensure you sell the same thing to everyone so no one feels left out later. Okay, so if you have 4 upsells that you're giving everyone, like 4 bonuses, and you try to upsell, right? Just give it to them, kind of thing, right?
Wait, but how is that fair if some people are paying for them and some aren't?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what he's saying.
You save to get people. Oh, this
These
is
are
on
bonus.
save. No, this is on save. As in, like, someone says, oh, I don't want your upsell. Well, we do have a promotion going on. If you buy this today, we will give you free drone footage plan. And if they say, oh, no, I still want. Well, if you buy this, we're going to give you free drone footage plan and increase your default protection plan by 90 days.
And then they buy at that point.
And they buy at that point, you give them all 4.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Sell more when they're buying more. Most buyers enter the hyper buying cycle when they decide to do something new because they're excited. Like, usually I do that. When I'm buying, like, oh, I'm building a studio, I'm going to be like, oh, I want this light, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And
then I say, it's getting too cluttered.
Yeah. So I buy all of this and then I'm like, all right, I have everything. And then I'm never buying anything else ever again. Right. So people get into a hyper buying cycle. So they're like, oh, I'm into bowling. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy bowling shoes. I'm going to buy bowling balls. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. Bowling hat, bowling clothes. And then you start bowling and then you're like, all right, move on to the next and never buying anything bowling related ever again. Same with pickleball, right? Same with gym stuff, you know? So it's you go into this hyper buying cycles when you decide to do something new because you're excited. So this is when they spend a huge chunk of money in a short period of time. So also examples, weddings, you know, new hobbies, having babies, moving into new places. So don't shy away from upsells. Keep making upsell offers. Yeah, that's a good example, no? All right, next one. Use free bonuses to create problems upsell offer solves. So bonuses solve problems. That's what makes them valuable. Because of the problem solution cycle, they can also reveal them. So upsells can solve that new problem. So example, earmuffs cost material and labor, but they were able to give them away for free by getting customers to pay $30 to store something they got for free. So they use the free bonus of earmuffs to create a problem that your upsell solved. Right? Make sense? Okay. The faster people get access to stuff, the more they value it. A 10K thing you get later is worth less than a 10K thing you get now. So if you want to raise the chances of someone taking an upsell, make it available as soon as you can. Even better, if you can put it in their hands before they have said yes. It's way harder to give something back once you've already gotten it. Right? When you do, like, go to a car, buy a new car, they'll be like, all right, let's get into the car, take you on a test drive. And once you drive it, you know, they have more chances of buying, right? What can we give? Like, right, membership will be like, well, you can apply the discounts right away as opposed to waiting. Right?
Yeah.
Because right now when we do owner financing, we're like, well, you have to wait until you pay off the loan to get these bonuses.
Yeah. Well,
but with upsell,
unless they do a higher down payment.
That's a brand new thing, right? Okay. Next.
Could we do something like you get 1 month of the membership for free? And then
But 1 month of membership is not going to do much, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the point. If it's good enough, then they'll want to keep going.
Yeah, we'll flesh it out in the workshop. Okay. The faster people get access to stuff, the more they value it. Oh, we did this one, right? If you bundle upsells, name them. It's easier to sell someone one thing than 9 things. By bundling items together, you can make one ask and get 9 sales. So for example, and name the packages based on customer type and or results. So faster results bundle or transformation package. You can peel some of the product's features from the package to downsell. Downsell we'll learn later. So for bonus, I think we should bundle that. We keep on calling them 9 bonuses. We should call them.
I've been calling it Freedom Bundle, but
right. So let's name it. So I'm going to add this to our to do. Yeah. Name the bundle. Name the bonus bundle.
Yeah.
And then name it based on what? Based on customer type or result. I think we should base it on. Oh, you said freedom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's come up with it. Come up with work with ChatGPT to come up with a name. You can peel some of the. I'll throw in the examples as well. Okay, so one action item came out of this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can peel some of the product's features from the package to downsell. We'll learn downsell later. Integrate upsells into your other offers. Make stuff you upsell part of how you deliver other offers. Then more customers would take them. For example, meal plans included optional supplement suggestions. When author went over nutrition, people asked about supplements. Make stuff you upsell part of how you deliver other offers. Oh, I see what you're saying. So like you say, oh yeah, this is a meal plan. This is an optional creatine supplement that you should be taking. And then later, by the way, you want to buy creatine supplement. Right? I don't know how we'll apply this though. We'll have to, I think when we do the workshop, we'll have to do like one by one.
Yeah,
all of these pointers. There's a lot to unpack. Okay.
I mean, we're still at step 1. We need to come up with an upsell that people really want. And I'm not sure we've done that yet.
We came up with one that one person bought.
Yeah. Never pay a doc fee again.
Yeah, never pay a doc fee again. But yeah, we need to come up with more better ones. Okay. That's the whole point of this, right? Bam fam. Make sure you book a meeting from a meeting. The more times you can upsell, the more people will upsell. Every appointment by scheduling the next appointment. Don't let them leave without booking. Any customer should know the next time they'll talk to you and why before they leave. We've been doing that.
Yeah.
Upsell as many times it makes sense to. Successful businesses have lots of upsells. Offer many solutions as there are problems you can solve. Don't be shy. If you solve it, offer to. The second worst thing that could happen is they'll say no. The worst thing is they would have said if you just asked.
They would have said yes if you just
They would have said yes if you just asked. Okay. Next. How to offer more of the same thing. So if you have 2 things and you want to sell one, add a third option to nudge the option you want to buy. It's called the magnetic middle strategy. So movie theaters do this all the time. So if they have small, medium, and large, so small is $5, medium is $8, they'll make large $9. So most people who are considering medium, they'll automatically upsell themselves to $9, right? Which one would you buy if you had 3 options for popcorn? $5, $8, $9. I guess you don't eat popcorn.
No.
Let's see.
But I would take the small if I was.
What are you saying? What about broccoli? If you went to a theater and they give you 3 broccoli options, small, medium, or large. But
you see going to a movie and eating just a bag of broccoli. That's.
What do you eat what would you like to eat at a movie theater? Tell me. What would Erica Benson approve of eating? Huh? All right, fine. Coffee.
Okay, we can do
tea, iced tea. Okay. So you want iced tea? You want the small iced tea, medium iced tea, or large iced tea? Small iced tea is $5, medium is $8, and the large is $9. And you usually get a medium.
Yeah, then you go with large. Right?
You get large, right? Okay. Okay, so more people will take the large. Now, people who take the small or large will always take the same option, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They'll always take the same option. But people who take the medium will take the large option. But people who take the medium will not probably take the large. Now, if you want more people to buy the medium, then you price it like this: small $6, medium $7, and large $9. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Then more people will take the medium now. Right? Small is 6, medium is 7, and large is 9.
Mm-hmm.
So if you run analytics on your customer data, right, and you're saying, all right, 70% of the people are taking the small popcorn, then you will implement strategy like this: small 6, medium 7, and large 9. So a lot of people will shift towards 7, right? Now, if you do the analytics again and you see that a lot of people are buying medium, but very few people are buying large, then you will implement strategies like this: small 5, medium 8, and large 9. And then more people will buy large, right? So it also depends on like how the cost of material, cost of preparing, and all that thing, right? So it's essentially, so you will look at your product and you'll see which product has the biggest margin. I'm guessing large will have the biggest
No, I
margin.
thought the point here is you look at
What do you want to sell more?
what you want to sell more, or what most of your customers are getting. So what would be the next logical step for them, right? Just as you said, if most people are buying small popcorn, then you shift the medium to be attractive for the customers who are getting small. But if most of your customers are getting medium, then
Yeah,
you should,
right. No, that we're both saying the same thing.
okay.
Right? So you look at the data to see what people are buying, and then you
Yeah.
nudge them into the upsell.
Yeah.
Okay. Harpreet says he always buys large. Try upselling her. Harpreet. So if Harpreet
Then
always buys large, then you'll
get
have
the
extra large. Yeah.
That's where you get the
Yeah. So you will have, you will cut out the medium. We don't have medium popcorns. We ran out of it. So you will have medium for 7, large for 9, and extra large for 10.
And then if everyone's buying extra large, you
Oh, so that's coming next. Yeah, then you do extra large.
then soon you're just selling.
I mean, that's what land
human sized bags of popcorn.
that's what
Yeah.
land.com did. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's what they're doing with the marketing. Yeah.
So they used to have standard and premium.
Yeah.
That's how they started, right? Standard gets very little. So this is back in the day, and premium gets some, right? So
do free refills on large. Oh, so that's how they're
yeah. So so standard and premium, right? So standard is like $99 per month, and premium is $299 per month or $399 per month, but you get like 10x more traffic. Then everyone started buying. Majority of people started buying premium. Then they came up with signature.
Yep.
Then they're like, well, premium gets 5x traffic, but signature gets 15x, right? So everyone started buying signature. Then they're like, well, we need to make more money. What should we do? Then I was like, wait a second.
They're the real winners.
Real winners, land.com.
Yeah.
Then wait a second. We can come with platinum tier. So they come up with platinum tier. So everyone's buying signature, and now some people are buying platinum. And then, they say, oh, wow, platinum does get a lot of traffic. So more and more people are buying platinum. So what should we do? What's after platinum? So they came up with diamond. No,
Although shouldn't platinum be higher than diamond?
doesn't matter. You can call
Yes.
whatever. You can call XXL,
Yeah.
XXXXL, XXXXXL, right? Now they have more people buying diamond. I'm just waiting for whatever the next
It's
product
coming.
they're
Yeah,
coming.
it's coming.
Ruby or something. I don't know what they'll come up with next. But they're like minting money.
Titanium.
Titanium. Yeah.
Yes.
That's coming. Right.
Or what is it? Adamantium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll just right. So that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They keep pushing to next and next.
Yeah.
Genius, absolutely genius. That's why I'm like very fascinated by the in-person, because you're getting free traffic just from being in the mall or whatever, right?
Fire crystal plan.
Fire crystal plan. I'm like very fascinated by like having like a brick and mortar store so we can apply.
I know that's your shiny object now.
But I also know that's a shiny
Yeah.
object. I cannot be. I need
Yeah.
to stay focused. But it'll be cool, like if we had maybe someday. But yeah, they'll be taking away focus from this
Yeah.
business, right? We already haven't figured out upsell, and I'll get more distracted.
Yeah, you're getting distracted. The hard problem we have to solve is
Yeah, the biggest.
because no one's solved it yet in the land investing space. So
Yeah,
that's why it feels harder than brick and mortar.
The tricky part is if anyone has already solved it, you'll never find
well,
out.
maybe
You'll-
someone has solved it.
You'll
but we
never
just-
find out
yeah,
because the upsells are not public.
Yeah.
They happen one-on-one.
yeah,
Just like cold calling, you never know what script they're saying because you'll never hear it.
yeah.
As opposed to having an online listing that everyone can read what you're saying. When you're doing a cold call, it's one-to-one. No one knows you exist.
Yeah, maybe a bunch of people have figured it out, and we.
I mean, the
are
book just came out. I'll be surprised if anyone figured it out. Or someone figured it out naturally. They don't even
Naturally,
know
yeah.
it's an upsell. But I doubt it. Right? There aren't like handful of people doing what we do, like owner financing. And most of them are like bros, right? Like one-man shop kind of thing. They're only like, I can count on my fingers the companies that are doing this that are bigger than,
I wonder if Billy Land has upsells.
yeah, possible.
But anyway,
Okay. If you have a lot of customers buying small, you can bump them up to mediums. If you have a lot of customers buying medium, bump them up to large. And if you have a lot of customers buying large, like Harpreet, raise all your prices. So Harpreet next time buys medium, and then we'll upsell him back to large.
that is the better way of doing it.
That's the better way, not to come up with Excel.
Yeah.
So we were wrong.
We were
Don't come
wrong.
up with Excel.
Yeah.
Wrong. I need a soundtrack for wrong. All right. We're all right. We're almost at the end. Okay. So this is fun, right? This is like so interesting, like an interesting problem to solve. Like if it was super easy, everyone would be like multi-millionaire, right? It's just hard. You have to use your brain power, and it's
Yeah. I mean, going on a tangent, but that is something you kind of like, because, well, I guess because my parents are academics, you always think of book smarts as the something that requires book smart as the thing that's hard to do, like theoretical physics. But once you start actually trying to grow a business, you realize just how tricky it is. It is.
yeah. Well, the thing with the book smart is you can read more books and learn from like people who have already done it. But with business, you're solving a problem no one has solved in your niche. So you have to learn from examples in other niches, and then you have to apply it in your niche, right? So that's the hard part. I mean, we now that we know the theory, we just have to connect. It's human psychology. If you train to buy large always, you can increase the price. Very less chances to go to medium. Yeah. You just increase the price as opposed to.
Well, you increase the price enough, I'm sure people will start.
At some point, and then you know
Yeah.
where the limit is.
Yeah.
Okay. Upsell guarantees, warranties, and insurance. So many businesses offer guarantees, warranties, insurance on their products. You can just upsell them all. You can add 5 to 50% for guarantees. Example, an art studio used to replace damaged portraits at no charge. They started charging extra 10% for it. 30% of people say yes to it, and it was all profit. So guarantees.
I mean, by that
We-
logic,
we-
we should
we-
just
we-
charge for the exchange guarantee. But
No, we're rolling it as part of membership, right?
no, I mean, we offer a base exchange guarantee.
Maybe once we have enough people on the membership, we'll be like, all right, we're cutting it from the base. Just take the member. All right, summary. So attraction offer reveals a problem, upsell whatever you offer next to solve it. Yes? Mm-hmm. Use the classic upsell to solve the immediate problem revealed by your previous offer. Increase the chance customers take it by giving them access to it as soon as possible. Give away bonuses that create an upsell opportunity. You remember the example?
The earmuffs.
Yeah, earmuffs. Make BAM fam a way of life.
That's something we need to think about. What can we give away that?
Yeah. It will be workshop. This is going to be the most important workshop, the classic upsell workshop. Finally,
that might have to be like 2 sessions.
Yeah, or 3 or 5, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And finally, you can have as many upsells as you want as long as you keep solving problems. All right, guys. That's the end of...
This is the fun one, yeah. Upsells are the fun one.
I mean, all of them are fun as long as you're having fun. Fun with creativity, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, summary. We looked at... What did we finish? We finished water money models. We finished the attraction offers.
Yeah.
It's crazy people use the land website when you can do the flat rate MLS listings. Well, flat rate MLS listings don't have enough. Well, the problem with flat rate MLS listings is like if you list it on Zillow, if you call the number, it will go to a local realtor. It doesn't come to the owner. So, and also the FSPO, for sale by owner, we send them emails. They don't even respond, Zillow. Right?
Well,
or flat rate MLS.
Flat rate you would get into Zillow.
The problem is that it will still route you to their agent who's paying them, not to you. Mm-hmm. So some people do it, but it's just you get more traffic from land.com.
Yeah, that's what we got. A lot more traffic from land.com.
A lot more, yeah. As long as you buy their expensive products.
What might be a better option is like Google and Facebook ads.
But you gotta, once again, focus. You cannot be everywhere.
But that's gonna be...
There's another, you have to focus and constantly iterate, Anyways.
But it might be better, but I think that's maybe for a future strategy.
Yeah, but you cannot be distracted. Yeah, you can do, you can do anything, make anything work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, we got a workshop upsells.
So we finished attraction offers. Mm-hmm. We finished the theory part of the classic upsell, and the next session you're gonna do the CTA screen. Yeah. The next session we're going to do the workshop. So that's tomorrow. Yep. Tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow. No, we'll see. We'll add it to the schedule.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in the mastermind, check out honestwellbuilders.com, where we look at the actual execution results. Mm-hmm. But if not, we'll see you guys tomorrow at some time. Why don't you want to do it tomorrow? We have something?
It's just...
Maybe we can do 3 p.m.?
Sundays are just very tight.
Maybe
for
3
me,
p.m.
But
Eastern. We'll see. Yeah, let's see. We'll put it on the schedule.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then we'll do it on Monday, right? Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.